Grand Rising. Let me get these folks in here. You straight? All right. Who back now? All right. They straight. I ain't be flipping. How y'all doing out there? Grand Rise. Want a quiet sip on my coffee. Quiet. Let's get quiet. How y'all doing out there? Grand Rising. Top of the morning. Top of the morning to all. Hope everybody is doing good. Getting ready for a soul mate meeting. How y'all doing out there? It'll lead into the topic. I'll be real quiet this one. Got a feeling some folks need some. Hey, put up the Chipotle and dirt bikes. They gonna wear the helmets in there? That scared me. You gotta take the helmets off, y'all. All right, got a couple of topics this morning. You know, I got two of them, so we'll gradually get into a third one as the day motion and we just become fluid in. I hope that this content and whatever I create out of this brain banger, right? Compartment of soulfulness and fill-upness, y'all know the deal. And then the command center opening up, that'd be your core. Did I touch you mind, body, and soul? Now, among all the things going on in our society, a couple of things. Credentials, certifications. Who are you? Why you keep talking to me like you think you can? Type of fit. Oh, what's going on in the society right now? Are you qualified? Are you qualified? Miss K. Miss Key to the cop. Key with a K on the cop. It's not a C, it's a K. Cop. Key to being a cop. Internet, social cop. Don't matter where you at. Are you qualified? Now, these ain't shots. It's just the reality of our social media. Like, are you qualified to be a comedian? Why, yes, I am. Invite me to roast you. you see. Are you qualified to be out here singing like that? Well, yes, I am. You see when I sing them birds coming in, like real bird, like, you know, not the two-legged walking ones that beautify the birdness and stuff, you know, with the wings. And I'm talking about the real ones. Like, look, is that shot? Are you qualified to be a plumber? Are you qualified? See what I'm talking about? All these things. Qualification. Wait, can I see your qualifications? Qualifications. So, and then when we boil it down, what makes you qualified? I asked my brother Torre out there, what make you qualified, Torre? You can be qualified and then show that you ain't really qualified. You can be qualified, but the qualification is perfect. Qualifications usually generate towards P, meaning a tone of professionalism, right? Because you got these qualifications of education, these system facilities that you get these things from, stamp of approval and things like that, right? So that is in the case of a certain level of professionalism. So that should have told people a lot already, Miss K, the key. It's not saying that those that got qualifications, hold them type high regard qualifications, are better or outright professional. Already, it's like a known code to be professional when you get that lambskin, or like you're on another level. You serving people, you're responsible over people's emotions and behaviors and skills or whatnot. And yeah, it's like we even know in the military. How it goes like, the more rank you get, the less ignorant you try to be or should be with the soldiers, because you're showing the creativity that you have to be able to, y'all just driving around the parking lot. Okay. To get folks to do things that they would not naturally want to do. Right? That's the whole point of leadership. How can I move you? Knowing that I physically can't touch you, knowing that the screaming and yelling ain't gonna always work. You see what I'm talking about? Are you qualified? So roll into it. Was that the whole thing? No. Oh, so the credentials that I bring to you, beloved, on this channel, I don't promote on other people's channel. I do promote others that I like the channels, and I know if they spark me, then surely if I repost it and stuff like many of y'all do, that sharing is caring, right? So my qualifications go as far as, yes, I do have a bachelor's degree. Started with GC College. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't got to, but I'm just stating some of these things. GC College, which is Greenville College, Greenville, Illinois. Did me a nice little 3 stunt down there. English education major, HPR, education ed, glorified PE teacher. Learn all the ins and outs of every sports and all that stuff. Jack of all trades, but ain't about 3 or 4 of them, expert at, like, kinda in my, you know what I'm saying? But I know, badminton, the sports that you wouldn't even think of, you know what I'm saying? Shuffleboard, all that, just all kinds of stuff. HPR. And then carried my talent on to, we're gonna give us a 3 because I had 2, so this is a 3. We're talking credentials, qualifications, certifications. Took my talents on to Big Spring, a product of Big Spring High School. Graduated high school. I ain't getting no GED. I got a diploma. I walk. Hey, let me get that right there, cool. Everybody know I attended school all 4 years. I showed up. I paid that price, and then GC, and then I took the talents on to Uncle Sam, man, the red, white, and the blue. I said, hey, yo, what you got going on over here? And when I went in there, I was able to capture so many qualifications. One of the ones, Master Fitness. That's why at 5'6", man, I'm gonna run around here and go and get my 35-year-old on. You can't tell me nothing, cause there's nothing in the way. Talking about big belly, beer belly. I don't drink beer. And then so we kept float that Master Fitness, get a couple of leadership stripes. You know what I'm saying? Hit the quick corporal. Come on, corporal. Quick sword. Come on, 5. Quick 6. Come on, sword. Come on, staff. Hit that 7. Come on, smoking. They were calling me smoking. I wasn't even a smoker, y'all. And that was just that detrimental beasting. I ain't patting myself on the back. You call them 30, you better ask somebody. You call them 13 Bravos, they smokes and stuff. But and like shell shock bringing smoke, we're gonna go on and let him use smoke. And you know, he a 13 Delta, so I got that. And then in between there, watch this. But he like, what they got? What they? That's to get y'all. Aren't you not entertained? Everybody in their coffee. And somebody's pouring their coffee on them right now. This fool right here. The credentials stack up in there because if you ask any leader, we have a file with our soldiers, and you get them stripes because you're qualified to be responsible for another human being. And that responsibility of that. Now, see, people don't get this because they don't equate this to professionalism. I don't look at the Army that much like professionalism, but you going to, and you should, because our credentials equate right across the line when you put it on liking and every resume and everything else. We check blocks, like literally, for real, every month. I'll get you. So in there, you call up and you get a little couple of soldiers gone and counsel. Everybody went qualifications. We're talking right now. Counsel qualifications. We're talking right now. I'm in a professional Army organization, certified. What other organizations certified? As certified as United States Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard. Holla at your boy. What? These folks kill for a living. I'm saying something. 80%, 90%. Holla at your boy. Who more certified? Unc say, you get this weapon, get this card, this, knowledge, da-da-da. Now train these soldiers. Who's certified? Can you? Are you? Let's keep moving. It's teaching time on this Apple phone. So, you get in there, you got corporal. So at the time, you keep rising in them ranks and stuff. And Unc them say, shoot, you're doing pretty good. Go on, give you some more responsibility. Stand up here, boom, boom, more stripes, more money, more problems. More responsibility, more stripes, more money, more problem. What that mean? Every time we make stripes, put a stripe, add a stripe, because you're doing a good job. Qualification criteria is being passed. Who's being your evaluators? People that are highly qualified to evaluate. You've been in there about 30, 20, over to minimum 20 years. Maximum, shoot, you got folks in there 30, you got a full bird looking in, half colonel and all this kind of stuff, depending on how you go, right? Qualifications, certifications. Once you've made that pinnacle, we'll go past a lot of stuff. Once you get that 7, right? Now, when you make that 7, that means E7. That means you got 3 down, right? Little space right there in the middle, and 2 up, and stripes. So you made almost. You can say that. Reason why that, because you're on a nice little clean list and stuff, and you in depth. You basically saying, shoot, hey, biggest organization we part of. Now, getting there, once you've gotten there, 9 times out of 10, and then them later. So you got 6, you hit court, 5, 6, and 7. Right? The average have counseled. I made 7 in. I made 7 and 12, under 15. So the amount of people counseled, responsible for, because we're talking about qualification, what makes you qualified to do what you're doing right here? I'm finna lead you to it. Or any veteran of my statute. You counsel your soldiers within your rank as a corporal. I had 3 soldiers that I was in charge of counseling, because there was another corporal, so we halved it up with the leader, who was an E5, who was training us, right, appropriate, on counseling. And then as an E5, get the leadership thing. Now I'm counseling, doing the same thing, counseling. And that counseling, it's not just counseling. I mean, counseling on job performance, counseling on the performance breakdown as far as your weapon, your daily productivity is being clean as a soldier showing up. And back in them times, we had health and welfare checks, so we had to check soldiers' rooms and stuff like that, and cleanliness, orderliness, and stuff like that. Responsibility of equipment, so much equipment. Not only the military issued equipment, right, needs to be checked at least once monthly to ensure we have all them hundreds of little components and stuff. So responsibility, counseling. Job performance, their job. Do you know your job? Are you performing your job to its quite and then behavioral counseling. Right? You been late? How many times you been late? This why you ain't? And then overall wrap up. Are you on the path of being promotable, not promotable? What you need to work on? Any little issues and stuff. If you had a DUI, if you had a drug offense or anything like that, UCMJ, stuff like that. Counseling. This we learned, beloved, in a school. Back in my day, it was called PLDC, Primary Leadership Course. Today it's called Double something like that, I think it is. Warrior or something like that. And then the next school, this is the schools that you go to as you make your rank, right? So you make E5, you should already have PLDC or WLC. You make E6, you should have BNOC or on your way to BNOC after getting E6. Same thing with E7, ANOC. Now these names have changed probably because it's been 15 years since I've been out. Close. So, but them are schools of certification, qualification to give you your power to do what you do. Skill, contact, cognitive behavior, all that kind of stuff. Everybody with me? There's no other organization like it that does it to that level. Other organizations, you go to school, get the certification, and then you just go implement within that, and you learn the trade of that job specific, not the specific what you learned from why you went to school. Everybody with me? Cool, for sure. So we still talking about qualification, right? No. I didn't even know that was you. Let me finish this content on real quick. You can open that door if you need to. So we're talking about qualification. So they go to qualification. Now, top on that, don't mess around, all right, and get make first sergeant like I did, like I was up to. And then you top that off qualification. What makes you certified? You go to schools like hazmat, you go to schools like OSHA, you go to schools like driver's training, all types of heavy equipment, right? That's why you see most of us go out there and be truck drivers like that, because you got CDL license. You didn't sit up there and drove all the biggest equipment on the military thing. Okay. People talking about CDL license. Okay. And then battle focus training. These are higher leadership things, so the organization, you starting to get the organization, implement stuff and training and stuff like that. Safety programs, stuff like that. So you want to talk about qualifications, we can do that. I got an ERB, and I can go down the list of stuff and everything that many of you would see. I could put it in a way where you'd see that equate to whatever you think your job is, and so that's what qualifies me. Can't talk for nobody else. I'm on many to be able to do what I do. Now, like I say, won't apologize for it, but I do once again thank those so many for the bringing about, how coming about it, learning about it, the ins and outs. Yeah, it's tough, rough, because I'm not the one to just follow all kinds of, other people, how they doing things. And I love to learn on the fly in so many ways. OGT, so, I don't, I own that. And I'm bringing this by because coming over this way, I was listening to Miss Lou and stuff and things, and it just all wraps up in one on why I feel that I'm qualified. You see what I'm talking about? Because thousands of soldiers Uncle Sam put not only in front of me and many others in your hands, your children, your loved ones, your daughters, counseling on their job, on their life. Many of times when we had to go to people's houses, they shut it down after a while because I don't know why it was the most healthiest thing to do, but you got a soldier that lives off post or lives in civilian housing. Same thing, I said health and welfare and stuff like that, checking on their barracks and stuff like that, making the soldier is okay, but especially off post because, soldiers get PTSD while on the job, or before you get done, we have these deployments and stuff like that. So, make sure the wifey ain't hemmed up all in the closet, all and make sure, you can take a look at it and the living quarters and stuff like that. All right? So responsibility. So there I go with that. All right, you accept it or you don't, but 9 times out of 10, you got no choice, because the folks that we counsel, the folks that we responsible for and things like that, it was life and death. That's the difference. That's for every soldier that do what I do, like I did. When soldiers know that their life or death depended on, am I listening to Sergeant Sherman? Sergeant Sherman leading me. I'm gonna go over there, covering. I do my job. See what I'm talking about? So yeah, I hopefully that cut through all that. And if it don't, it'll be all right. We keep on moving, all right. But let me go do this, and we get back. Got more. That's not ego or nothing like that. That's just the reality. Right? We get certifications in there just like in the civilian. Just only difference is much harder back then because I was part of the generation where that we was transitioning off of having dumb soldiers to having smart soldiers. So I was in the 90s, I'll say, in the 90s, that gravitation turned towards, all right, let's make the NCOs smart, just like let's allow the NCOs to be educated and like the officers and stuff like that, because it's inherited and they come in educated, So I was lucky. I should have came in an officer. I had like 90-something hours and stuff, credit hours, but had a great father-in-law told me, nah, you're a people person, so you want to work with soldiers, you want to, that's who you is, you're a warrior. So none of the officers and stuff, but they more of the brain, you know what I'm saying? And I was a brain jock, so I ain't mind that nerd type dude. So hopefully that helped for so many. I know it do, because so many watch and be like, yeah, you got it. And I have so many my counterparts say, yeah, you qualified to do it. So, but we continue with, because words matter. And I always want to be true and honest. I am not, never will state and say that I'm qualified to be your doctor, counselor, or anything like that. Respect to professions. I've always stated it. You need a clinical, it's a separation with clinical psychiatry and having what we do here, therapy and stuff like that, where our counseling or testimony, life, I call it coaching by example, right? Don't forget that. But stating that fine line, and like one said, I like how Keisha said that. She said, to say entertainment purposes and da-da-da and all that kind of stuff, and then my reality is, I ain't trying to entertain you. You know what I'm saying? But in ways of make it entertaining, yeah, but bring in a helpful diagnosis of necessary of heart fulfillment, alignment, holistic, spiritual assessment. See what I'm talking about? Where that we're empowering. But making sure that we all understand. Come on now, because we get it. Times hard, going through things, people looking for something good to latch on to, feel good about. And I said it before, our culture ain't one to sit up there and running no damn on the couch and just and yeah. We'd rather do that with auntie, uncle, family, and everybody. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Or not, dude. How dare I show weakness and da-da-da. I do that, and such across the street, she knows she want to fight me, and she see me crying and emotional, and then he called me simp. We just here to cut through that stuff. That's it. I and so many others. With a fresh step out, majority of us know why. Because we was the ones sitting up there in front of counselors. As kids looking at them like, no, you really don't want to know what's going on in my mind. But I play these little triangle and circle and put the things in the thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Instead of getting to the root of the tootie. Okay. But yeah, respect. All right? Respect. You out there hurting? Suicide, you know, dealing with suicide. And called a depletion. Empty. Been there before, man. Been there before. Reach out. It's hard though. Reach out. Call. They got beautiful hotlines. That's the best way. That's the best one right there. You know, when you want to be anonymous, use the hotlines. Call as many times you need to. Call them folks. Call somebody. Good voice in your ear, man. Trying to tell you something, change a whole lot of things. And then hopefully so many of us are those type of in-betweens that can lead so many to that. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, if I'm so depleted or feel like, you know, I can't talk to nobody, or I ain't got nobody to reach my son or anybody like that, and it get that bad, oh yeah. I know exactly where to go. I know exactly that. I ain't do that much time in that military not to know where them benefits at. See what I'm talking about? All right, so yeah, and I encourage so many of y'all same way. All right, but knowing why I do this, because so many, I know me, I'm very private in so many ways. But this, like I see for others, is so helpful and empowering because it gives me the keys to my energy. Allows me to keep my keys to my energy. Allows me to keep my sanity, you know what I'm saying? And then it also will be a measuring tool for me, myself, and then others, because as I continue to look at my videos and others look at it, they'll be, oh wait, Sean, it fell off, or see what I'm talking about? So keep you on your toes in so many ways. So encourage so many of them. We'll talk about some things. I was able to absorb a beautiful individual yesterday, and know that that energy and that vibration and that share, though it was heavy, But light, became light after the understanding allowed Most High to do the miracles that Most High is always going to do for us. Right? All right. So much love. We'll be talking to y'all in a minute. Y'all stay up out there. Love.